going to be watching another suffering video. This one was recommended to me by someone on YouTube. So shout out to them. But they recommended this one after the story mode explained one came out. So we're going to watch this one. This is The Suffering I Am Death Incarnate by Civi11. I don't think I've ever watched any of their stuff, but we're gonna check this one out now, I guess. Their video is from 7 months ago, so we're a little behind on that one. Just a little, though. Just a teensy bit. But yeah. Alright, let's watch another Suffering video. Let's go. This is the first video of Civi11 that I've watched, so it'll be interesting. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit on my end. What an intro.
Way back in the beginning, in the times before even Civi was alive, I know because I'm so old, right? Old boomer doomer Civi talking about stuff that happened, transcribing cave paintings nobody else can make sense of, which is Wikipedia, mostly. And your teacher said never to use Wikipedia, but guess what? I'm a YouTuber, it don't matter. It's the 1970s, my grandparents are on a bank robbery spree in the Midwest, like you can't even do anymore because criminal opportunities for the boomers were like way better. When a little company called Midway broke into the interactive entertainment industry that was previously dominated by titles like Space War, Pong, Bleep Bloop My Television Makes Lines and Noises Now, How Fun, all the classics. Midway came out with Space Invaders, and that was a hit. And they'd go on to create other popular video games you may have heard of, like Mortal Kombat. That was a massive success, and I think it shaped the future of the company towards edginess and ultra-violence. So violent that they were responsible for Doom 64, which, as we've established, is great. Now, you might be asking yourselves, why is John Blade in the trailer for Phantom Fury? And I was asking the same thing.
Think that arm makes you look cool or something?
What? What? Yeah, right? During the early 2000s, Midway went hard into even more violent, edgy, censor-baiting projects like Manhunt. Wait, Manhunt wasn't Midway? It was Rockstar? Yeah, I guess Rockstar was stealing a little of Midway's thunder on the controversy front with the GTA games. You know, back when getting a prostitute, running her over, and stealing her money was objectionable, but only because you were stealing her hard-earned money that she was going to give to her
banned.
Or, as we called them in the 2000s, job creators. But today, I'm going to look at Midway's infamous horror game, which preserves that 90s edge and uses what was, for the time, which is early 2004, the most graphically impressive depiction of horrific violence until the middle of 2004, The Suffering. Edgiest name ever, no notes, everybody played this game back then, I think, because me and all my friends had played it, and were shocked. It was a third-person shooter that wasn't throwaway junk, or just a carbon copy of Max Payne. Developed by Surreal Software and published by Midway, along with its sequel, Ties That Bind, which would be the last Surreal Software game, see, because Midway was bought out by Warner Brothers, and Surreal Software was merged into Monolith of all studios, which is weird because the next video is going to be on a horror game released by Monolith. I wonder what that could be. Still, fuck Warner Brothers.
I love the Fear series.
Warner Brothers, I'd piss on their face and charge them $10 for a towel. I've wanted to do an episode on The Suffering for years, but as with a lot of games from that time, getting it to run on modern hardware requires a community patch, deleting some sound drivers that make the game crash. I mean, look at this.
Everyone kept trying to get people to look around the crap in that one toilet as a joke.
That you have in a 4:3 aspect
yeah,
ratio.
see,
it's not good.
How many times have I done
the
this?
chops.
And I still hate it.
Yeah, see, I
swear
have
full enough
heard of the game, but I didn't know anything about the game.
Man is our player character, and despite the presence of hundreds of razor-sharp blades in this game, no one cuts those things off.
At least when you escort an inmate to death row, you know he's scheduled to get what he deserves.
Ernesto, you can really be a jackass. You know that?
It's the chops. They bring out the worst in people.
You hear what this one did?
I don't want to know. And you know
He beat his ex-wife to a bloody pulp. Killed her with his fists.
Look, I said I didn't.
Hey, I gotta sit and listen to this exposition too, and I'm not happy about it. You know what else I'm not happy about? The prospect of surviving the half-life of a uranium-235 nuclear warhead. But what if I told you that the weeks, months, or even years waiting underground don't have to be a totally hopeless endeavor? Wondering if your friends are okay, or your wife, or kids, or whatever. What if I told you that there's a company that's willing to help the real heroes who also paid for this sponsorship, Meta's forever safe subterranean yurts? That's right, you don't have to leave the luxuries of modern society behind just because the world has been... With your MIFC, you'll have satellite internet access to tell all of your Twitter followers that this is probably your political opponent's fault, and that if they'd listened to you, none of this would have ever happened. Also, gaming. You'll have a dedicated 100 amps for your gaming rig, plus access to the metaverse, where you'll have your own surface yurt. Your fridge will be
Fucking
stocked with your
metaverse, I
choice of
swear.
Monster Energy drinks,
The
Red
most
Bull,
expensive
Mountain Dew, Baja Blast, you
meme
name it, we've
slash
got
joke.
it. So next time you're feeling anxious about the end of the world, remember that MIFC has you covered. Up to 1,200 megatons. After that, fuck you.
You're toast.
Use promo code CivviesDungeon22 for 5% off your first MIFC installation. And remember, nowhere is safe except the meta.
Then he drowned one son in the tub and threw the other out a window. Don't ask me to cry for him.
Inmate, is this true?
Oh, he won't say. Claims he blacked the whole thing out. A likely story. The needle's too good for him.
He is a silent protagonist, so it's not totally out of the realm of possibility.
Filthy inmate, they should all die.
You know, that's the kind of attitude that's gonna get you murdered when the shit hits the fan. Which it does. Really soon. But this game needs to be as edgy as possible before it gets to all the murders.
Don't you know who that is?
Why should I?
That's Torque, the man himself.
Alright, this is supposed to be a horror game and the main character has ridiculous facial hair and is named Torque. Come on now.
Word is he shaved half the Aryan Brotherhood over at Easton.
Well, I hope he doesn't run into anyone from...
Cocksucker's not gonna be alright for long.
Only other
He's in
joke
the
was
row
more
with the rest of us.
expensive was the
Short.
Twitter
Shut your
buyout.
cracker ass, goose.
I don't know, what was more
Man's
expensive,
due
the Twitter
respect.
buyout or
You show him
the
respect.
fucking
You want
metaverse?
respect, shit boy. Don't you go telling me.
Down in there. Some of you want to go back on the loaf?
Oh, not the loaf, please. The game goes out of its way to provide reasonable doubt as to whether Torque killed his family or not, which sounds like his lawyer's job, but whatever. Lucky to have a lawyer, I say.
No one knows what really happened but you. But you can't remember a thing, is that right?
He seems nice.
Will you shut the fuck up, you baby-raping, sodomizing sack of shit?
Well,
It's been more than a decade since I played through this game.
Well-
And I forgot just how hard it goes. Katie, put up the postal warning.
wow.
I was just asking the man a question, Goose. Whoa.
Finally, all these characters are gonna die. The exposition in this game is clunky. Most of it seems unnecessary because they're doing character development for Torque,
I have a
who
feeling
never speaks,
like
and the ending of this game...
this is one of those games where you don't feel sorry for when the NPCs like all fucking get murdered to shit. Like you're probably cheering, honestly. Like I get the feeling. I get that feeling.
is completely determined by a mostly binary moral choice system. Okay, so there's 3 endings to the game, a good, a bad, and a neutral, but I'm not gonna worry about it, it's not important.
What the hell's going on? Inmate, back in your cell. Everything's under control.
I didn't even get to put an X seconds later card after he said,
Everything's under control.
pick up your shiv, wait 1 sec, meshes go in, meshes go out. Meshes go in, meshes go out. Meshes go in, meshes go out. It's like I'm not supposed to be playing this game in 4K. Grab a shiv.
There's a way out over here. Follow me. We can get out this way.
Well,
Back to the cells, because I forgot to open them and
That
grab
doesn't
the
get any less
Zombium,
funny.
the game's health pickups.
The pills would ease the pain.
The wiki says
No,
it's an
not the
antipsychotic,
Max
but I don't
Payne
think it
voice.
works.
Thank God I made it into the light. I think I'm safe in the light. You got.
The kills in this game are so brutal, like you didn't see horror movie level murders in games. They really took the time to craft these cutscenes to be as nauseating as the current gen graphics would allow. Okay, we've got some readables, a journal about the prison itself, one about the enemies, and random collectible notes and maps of the current area. Did I say this was a third-person shooter? Because it's got a button you can press to make it first-person. It's not great, and the weapon animations are kinda ugly, but it's there and occasionally useful for aiming. The levels aren't always totally linear. You're rewarded for exploration. Later on, when there are actual enemies to fight, you're punished for exploration, and you should be extremely cautious when going anywhere. Not here, though. The scariest thing here is that one of the guards was a nerd and got stuffed into a locker.
What?
Oil the hinges on that thing. It sounds like a scare cord.
What the what?
T, listen to me. You gotta get out of there. That island's more than just a prison. It's so much worse. It brings out the worst in everyone. Get out of there, T. Run! Run as fast as you can!
My dead wife is probably exaggerating. Slashy, slashy!
Ah, so close yet so far away.
Oh boy, kids, I get to talk about the enemies, the real stars of this game.
The creatures.
Each of the enemies in the Suffering are unique, from these guys with the blades who represent death by decapitation, to the marksman representing a firing squad, the mainliner lethal injection, the burrower being buried alive, the fester just fucking pain, the hangman, and the infernus. That doesn't sound like a lot of enemies because it's not, and sometimes the game gets a little tedious because there's not much enemy variety. However, the enemies themselves are designed with a hell of a lot of love. Midway and Surreal Software somehow roped in the legendary Stan Winston and his effects company to design the monsters for this game, and it shows.
I bring your nightmares to life.
They've got so much detail and personality, and they're fucking revolting. A lot of credit should go to the character designer Terry Wolfinger. From what I can gather from this officially produced promotional material, the devs sent concepts over to Stan Winston's people.
A lot of the stuff came to us, and we'd put a polish on top of the art that they had already designed. So I did a lot of color design, I did a lot of refining of existing characters.
Take these concepts and Stan Winstonize them.
Stan Winston seemed really into producing a movie based on this game, which never happened, despite the game selling pretty well.
Then to be able to translate that experience, that terrifying experience from the game to film, is the next challenge.
I would have loved to see the kind of practical effects work that would go into these monsters instead of, you know, them being PlayStation 2 era models. They're all animated wonderfully, they sound grotesque, and I can honestly say that even after not playing this game for years, I remembered every single one of them. Obviously, the first ones you meet are the Slayers, who have been stalking Death Row since the intro cutscene. All I've got is a shiv, and the Slayers have 4 shivs, so I don't expect this to go well. Oh.
Die, goddamn you, die! I've just about enough of you fuckers!
Was that Half-Life?
Hold it right there, or I will
Sounded
cut
really
you down.
familiar.
You hear me, inmate? Do you hear me?
Give him a chance.
Do you hear me now?
Watch that, inmate, or I will fuck you up!
I could never love a murderer.
Yeah, well, he was a dick, and now I have a gun. Besides, he only has a pistol, so he was never going to make it past the marksman. The pistol is arguably worse against the Slayers than the Shiv. You can and should blow their heads off, but they still take at least another 6 bullets to put down. Don't worry, you won't have enough ammo at the start of the game, so you'll be shivving them plenty and getting drenched in their blood.
What happened? Where am I? Suffering. Shit. What's going on? Hello? Let me out.
Yeah, sure. Is it this button? This is the only button I can press, I think.
No! You've got to think about what you do!
I did! Okay, I guess I'm not going that way. Hermes, you dick! Luckily, one of the big Slayers wants to kill me more. Oh, god damn it. Fun thing about the Slayers, they are kinda blind when you blow their heads off, which can lead them to attacking other enemies and causing infighting. That'll come in handy when there are other enemies.
Show me why you're in here. I want to know all about you. Death is our stock and trade here, Dad, but the final solution...
That is just the worst wording to use with the gas chamber guy.
I've been here a long time. I don't understand much about this place, but I know your being here ain't no coincidence.
Oh, damn.
Well, 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 look what we have here. How long I have been waiting to encounter such a fascinating specimen. My understanding is you've had periodic blackouts since, when was it? Ah, yes, early adolescence. Ever wonder what happens during those blackouts?
Considering how violent things get when I'm not blacked out, I assume that I help out at a homeless shelter handing out soup with mutton chop hairs in it.
I can help you, Toby. I can make you well. I can give you control if you really want it. But you've got to show me. Come on now. Give it a try for me, won't you?
He means transform into a horrifying rage monster, a thing that Torque can do, and also a thing you started to see in third-person action games, conspicuously following this game. You know, like in that Evil Dead game from before? Kill to fill your insanity meter and then let loose.
Forgot about the Evil Dead games.
You get a slice, a stab, and a ground pound, and if you stay in the monster form too long, it starts to take health away, rather than just detransforming when your insanity meter is empty. You need this because some enemies, actually most enemies, soak up damage to make up for how few of them there are. When the marksman is introduced, I can pistol him for a while, but slicing it in half is more efficient. The notebook says that it isn't actually a physical transformation and Torque is just crazy. He's really beating these enemies to death with his bare hands, which I guess are very sharp, assuming the enemies are also real or... fuck, I don't know anymore. I don't find this game really that scary, but I can see how people would. Creepy child voices, extreme gore, stupid jump scare flashes, slow Tomb Raider-like box pulling.
Oh my god, why does that sound hurt my teeth? Hey, thank you for the follow.
It is a total waste.
Hi.
The second pistol helps so that you might be able to take a Slayer down before having to reload. You start getting secondary weapons, flashbangs, and later TNT, Molotovs, and frag grenades. If you don't want to be turning into a monster every other minute, learn to dodge roll and then transform anyway so you don't spend 5 minutes in every encounter. Don't go into my comments telling me that shining your flashlight at them helps. This isn't Alan Wake. You'll get a Tommy gun once you leave the basement, you know, after finding the World War II bunker, because Incarnate Island was used for every horrible thing known to man. A prison, an asylum, a POW camp, there were witch burnings, there's a native burial ground probably, they hosted Woodstock 99, Warner Brothers bought the place and then dumped all the footage for Batgirl here.
Oh
I'm not
my
mad
god.
about Batgirl being shelved because I don't care, but how bad did that movie have to be for them to not release it? They've put out worse Bat movies, they put out Space Jam 2. Oh, holy shit, the guy who fucked the baby was in Space Jam 2, that's not a good look.
Oh my god. Jeez.
God damn it.
You're just gonna kill me. Like you killed them.
Hey, how did you... No, I'm not.
I ain't leaving the cell. No way.
I refuse to go another step.
What did he ever do to you?
We meet the mainliners here, who are, like most of the monsters, dicks, who have too much health and their attacks screw up your vision, and dealing with them sometimes requires you to participate in a proto-QuickTime event. They're not dead until you see a glowy green splash. So obviously, you fight dozens of them at a time that seem to constantly respawn in the showers. They call this a survival horror game, but I feel like the generous ammo supply and the existence of a monster form that allows you to one-hit enemies deflates the tension a little bit. And the cool reload animations that don't make sense.
That
I
might
hate the
deflate it a little
mainliners.
bit.
I hate that
A
this
little
part of the
bit.
game traps you in rooms where they respawn, and it looks like you kill them only for them to sink into the floor and then pop back up again somewhere else.
I always knew Hargrave was a sick fuck, but I didn't realize he would do this.
I don't think so. My prisoners never make it out alive.
Holy shit.
Where in the fuck did he get a 50 cal? Okay.
We love it. I love old games.
Oh, you shouldn't have left your post. Yep, here they come. God, turret sections. Even when they were new, they were shit.
Again. What the fuck?
I got a shotgun and I don't even have to kill anyone for it because the monsters kill the guards anyway, like I've been saying this whole damn time. The shotgun is the best you're gonna get for the moment, and I have to question the survival horror bona fides of game where your shotgun is extremely useful and has a killer reload animation. Torque, of course, is shaken by this news. I'm shocked that anyone would marry a man with mutton chops.
I hope you've forgiven me, T. Things might be different if I had been able to hang on.
That's funny, because his kid got pushed out a window, so, like, things would be different if he'd been able to hang on. Huh? Huh?
Oh my god.
Yeah, this game is really dark, and I have to sit here and do jokes.
Kitty goes to the next chapter.
You have shown me just how brutal you are, and it is most troubling. I'm not sure you're curable. Nevertheless, if I am to treat you, I must see how you handle something a tad more delicate. Violence is not the only answer, you know.
Well, violence might not be the only answer. It is the one that works 99% of the time in this game. I can count the number of puzzle sections on one hand and the number of brain cells required to solve the puzzles on the other. Like right here, I have to crank a wheel and then turn on sprinklers, and we're back to violence. I'm not saying that these puzzle sections are perfunctory and seem like an afterthought to add minimal variety to the gameplay, but no, wait, that's exactly what I'm saying. Things get a little stale for a while as you visit more cell blocks, more basements, a laundry room, and the only enemy introduced is the rarely seen hangman. You do a puzzle shining a spotlight onto a hellmouth to stop it from puking out monsters, and to get into this yard, I'm convinced you actually need to go into first person so you can aim down this ladder and shoot explosive barrels, which is kinda like a puzzle.
Run, Malcolm! Run! Corey always wanted to play with his father. But where were you?
Prison? I appreciate the attempts to make me feel bad, but Torque isn't, you know, a character. He has no personality, no lines, he's a pair of mutton chops with a gun. And the morality system in this game boils down to not killing humans you meet that aren't actively trying to kill you. Killing no one gets you the good ending, accidentally shooting a couple people gives you the neutral ending, and stabbing guards until their heads explode so you can get a gun a couple of minutes earlier gets you the bad ending. The Quarry gives me the best footage of a Slayer infighting. The game introduces the Burrowers, which are also enemies that have too much health, while at the same time are easy to dodge and can be cheesed in humiliating ways.
Everywhere you go.
Damn.
The game leads us to Dr. Killjoy's Asylum, a nice change of scene. Oh wait, I found some Hangman footage.
What the fuck?
As much as I enjoy the Doc's hamminess, he's never much of a threat. I know he's trying to help you, whatever that means to him, to control the monster form you have, but I've been able to do that since it was introduced. Thankfully, the game starts to pick up again here while you're running around shooting projectors that are making ghost gates that keep you from progressing and getting to where the Doc wants you to go. The Doc who told you...
Violence is not the only answer, you know.
He's lying, or crazy, or both.
No more shall my talent be confined to the time at which I display them.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over all this violence.
This poor soul could not handle what he saw in the ink. Tell me what you see, Talk.
Jesus, why do you have so many pictures of the female reproductive system here?
How does it go? Oh yes. Can't.
What?
They all went out. Try to find out what is happening. Me? I say why. I hear the sounds. Boom, crash. Ah! I've seen some things through the doorway there. Things I don't want to see again. Understand? I stay right here. We're safe. And I have Pipe to keep me company.
You gonna share that, man?
He can help you find what you need.
Honey, this guy is higher than angel tits. He couldn't find his ass with a GPS-enabled ass detector.
He wasn't hurting anybody.
Yeah, but it beats getting impaled, or chain whipped, or injected with reanimator fluid, or buried, or electrocuted, or hanged. He's not even armed. I'm amazed he lasted this long. This dude hanging around a haunted asylum in a thunderstorm doing drugs. The only reason he's not dead is because the killers are all lined up outside arguing over who gets dibs. My money's on Freddy or Jason, but Chucky could slip through unnoticed.
Oh my god, not Chucky slipping through the
Sometimes it is the body that threatens the safety of the mind. Sometimes it must be removed.
Ew.
You made the right choice.
I didn't mean to.
At last you have made it to the climax of this fine performance. Let me introduce our newest player. This fascinating specimen is a creature of purest strength and rage, whose presence here must prove quite a conundrum to you.
Now, I stopped asking questions when the glowing needle babies showed up, so Dr. Killjoy invented a machine somehow that shoots glowy purple light at things. That's about as much as I understand. You use violence to stop him.
My immortality! No!
Rebirth power. Okay, that's not a good thing, really, to have. And, did he find a way to conquer death besides 16mm film?
Astonishing! The progress you have made today is considerable. But remember, Talk, no matter what you do to
Everyone and everything on this island
No,
is
it's
trying
just
to
cut
kill
his
me
shit
at this
off.
point.
So easily seduced.
Yeah, no, fuck you. I'm out. I got what I came for, which is this bike pump. You might find yourself in a burned down house off the beaten path where you'll get a gas can, but what's that for? I don't remember where I found this note here, flamethrower instructions. Glad I did, though. You won't find a lot of ammo for it, which makes sense because assembling it in the first place is a crapshoot. You need a bike pump, a gas can, and flares. There were only a few bike pumps scattered around the island and maybe 4 gas cans. Fire is an incredibly valuable weapon against these things. This guy gets it.
Over this way! Hurry!
It's good to see another human still among the living. The name is Clem, sir. I've been plotting my escape
Oh my God,
from
his
Abbott
hair.
for years.
And writing enemy intel in a journal I've been collecting. Thanks, man. You've been
Hello,
super
War
helpful.
Games.
And I had hoped to carry out my exodus tomorrow. But these recent events have ruined everything.
Tell me about it.
Here, I'll show you.
Make him bleed.
He can teach you a lot.
Shut
See
up.
what he has to say.
Shut up.
The algorithm requires his head.
What the fuck?
The algorithm requires engagement.
Oh my god.
Hey, guy with infinite Molotov cocktails, help me out with these festers. Conventional weapons are useless against them. These bloated bastards are best dealt with using fire because when they die, they explode and then a swarm of exploding rats comes out of them. So if you can set all of those on fire, you're golden. The game gives you plenty of Molotovs, but I also have the flamethrower.
Incoming! Damn you all! If it weren't for these waterlogged abominations, I'd be able to set my raft a sail. It's a tiny vessel, too small and unseaworthy to accommodate more than a single passenger.
Of course.
I do believe those creatures are coming from inside the wreck. If you can get in there, you might be able to destroy them. Then I'll be able to launch.
Fine. Let me get stuck in some geometry, reload the game, not have fun fighting these goddamn things some more, and then you can go escape the prison, you beautiful bastard.
My eternal thanks to you, sir. I left you a valuable map up near the sewer entrance. Good luck. Don't let the bastards keep you down.
Set him free, T.
That's what you think, but he's actually going to Baltimore.
You're evil.
We return to the prison, again, through the sewer.
I've been here a damn long time, and it's sucked me dry.
Ew.
It's sending something after you. It let you out for a bit, now it wants you back, deep inside.
Ew.
Come join me in the dance hall.
What the fuck?
Oh, suck my balls! Fuck you!
I love how they just fucking explode as soon as they touch you.
You're not done with the festers. It turns out that hacking them up with an axe is a viable strategy. I didn't like this basement the first time I had to play through it. Dragging that box to get a second pistol? There's probably some painkillers or ammo up there now. A secret is a secret, even if it's copy-pasted. I'm sorry, the what? That's a chicken.
I've been waiting so long just to fucking sleep.
What the fuck?
I think you're my last chance, Talk.
What is...
Don't let me down.
Okay, but this is a chicken that I'm holding like a gun. Horace here wants to interrupt my
happening?
current train of thought, but no, shoot some fuse boxes and dodge some electricity and it's over.
Thank you.
We need to discuss this chicken gun.
T! Over here. What kind of a man are you? I thought I loved you, but now I don't know how I could have. There's nothing there to love. You don't care about anyone or anything.
This is really sad. It's undercut a little bit by the chicken. I know what you're asking. How is the chicken in combat?
I love it.
You have very limited ammo for the chicken, so you can't waste it. It's actually officially called the Gonzo gun, based on the character from the Muppets who is sexually attracted to chickens. Once you escape prison, again, going through some areas you've already been through that some of the enemies weren't designed to navigate. We're in the home stretch.
Not the Muppet chicken attraction,
right? And the docks and... Oh, yeah, falling damage in this game is kind of a binary. If you fall a little, you're fine. If you fall more than a little, you die. It's bullshit, but the game has almost no platforming, so you might make it all the way through without noticing. We've got another turret section, and it's the worst one. Marksman after marksman, spawning forever, while you do some extreme target prioritization and learn the exact frame of animation that signals that one of them is dead so you can move on to the next. Otherwise, you'll be overwhelmed. It is, no joke, 90 seconds of holding down the fire button.
Step to your grave, motherfucker!
Oh, god damn it. With the enemy's tankiness, this has gotten pretty tedious. There's a World War II bunker down here that ends in another turret section, where I have to hold down the fire button for nearly 2 minutes because I'm fighting marksmen and mainliners who just drop and then come back, so I shoot them again. We fight Hermes, and by fight, I mean push a box and hit some switches.
I don't know if the first turret section we saw will ever be beat, though.
Incarnate. Over the years, every form of human killing has found its place. Envy you. Because you get to revisit them all.
So far, every boss battle has been an excuse to hit some switches and listen to the characters say edgy shit. It's really, really dull. You trap him in the furnace, which he seems to enjoy.
Yes. That's it.
Well,
we're almost done. The lighthouse needs to be powered up. Someone jammed a blade in the gears, and then there's a generator down the road that needs to be activated. Your main problem now is the Infernas. They were introduced in a cutscene like half a game ago, and only now are they coming out to play. Forever and ever and ever.
Who are all these strange people? We've been playing for so long. Are you the one I saw in the woods? You're the one, aren't you?
Fucking chicken gun.
How did it get this far? We've been playing for so long.
Fucking chicken gun, I can't.
Hey Ernesto, you see this cock in my hand? I clearly have the situation under control.
You! God damn it, what are the chances? I survived 10 hours out here in this pit of hell, and I have to run into you? The scum who killed his own wife and children?
Okay, hear me out. He was doing okay against the Infernas. He knew you had to blow apart their ashes too, or else they'd just get up again. But he would never make it past the 100-foot manifestation of evil with my face coming out of it, and the only way to defeat it is to buff your magic stats and hit it with fireballs instead of using something more fitting with the tone of this game, like a flamethrower, or a 50 cal, or a chicken gun.
Hey!
Chicken gun is OP, honestly.
You said no one would find us.
Shh! Keep your voices down.
Who are you?
Don't worry. We're still safe from those girls.
You didn't lead the creatures in here, did you?
Been waiting.
What's wrong with you? You're evil. What, T? What?
Evil.
Once the lighthouse is working again,
Getting
Horace
fucking
opens a
murdered
gate
by
for
the
you because
chicken
you
gun.
set him free,
What a way
I
to
guess,
go.
and there was no other way to the final gauntlet of this game, which isn't hard, I guess, just kind of tedious because the enemies take a long time to go down. So instead of sitting here and taking it, chicken gun.
No, oh, I love it. Fucking chicken gun. Chicken gun, OP. And then set it on fire. This is a horror game, y'all. I love old games.
My diagnosis is complete. Your cure is at hand. You might think my methods a bit unorthodox, but my results will speak for themselves.
Is this guy a real doctor or is he like an infomercial doctor? Let's just get on with the boring ending, okay? I feel like a lot of games in the early mid-2000s had a problem with boring endings. This one is using beast mode to kill torque clone, using torque to kill beast mode clone, and getting yourself all shiny and purple to throw blobs of energy at a big monster. It seems a little undignified considering the start of this game. I went into this with fond memories of the game, and now I'm kind of done. I want the credits to roll. So anyway, I got the bad ending where Torque murdered his entire family. That checks out. If you don't like it, Torque, why don't you say something?
Hey, you! You know what the hell's going on? I saw a fire in the distance, but I couldn't raise no one on the radio.
Aw, shit.
Hey, what are you doing? No!
Well, damn. That's a little extreme. Just a little, though.
This is us, T. Us without you. The only way we can truly be happy. Goodbye forever.
Damn.
Carmen.
Yeah, damn straight. You deserve better. I mean, the chops. The chops.
The fucking chops, y'all. The fucking chops. Oh my god. That's pretty fucking good. Well, thank you for the suggestion on that video. I did enjoy it. I'm gonna have to check out more of Civi 11's videos later. Maybe I'll react to more in the future. You never know, you never know. Alright, is that all? Is the credits? Can never tell. Everything has a post-credit scene these days, even YouTube videos. You can never be sure. Okay. Alright, that was a good video.